It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come,
oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Thank you very much for joining me live on Maiyegun's Diary Political. Again, today, from wherever you are joining from, this is Maiyegun live. And do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. Facebook is such a mess that they've actually, without even posting anything, they've suspended Maiyegun's Diary Political for another 2 months. So we are safer here, and we are comfortable here as well. Facebook that is doing so much to suppress free speech. We will not in any way be limited by Facebook and those they work for. You know what I'm talking about? To hell with all of them. We will stay here and we do our thing the way we do. So thank you very much. Subscribe if you haven't, and possibly copy the link of this broadcast. Share that with your friends, okay? Those that are likely to be here as well. So this is Maiyegun live. Kasala don't burst. Everything don't turn, jam pepper, scatter. Issue at a yon. When your government lies to you, it's such a shame that political office holders in Nigeria, they lack what we call shame. And since you can't shame the shameless, we will just have to not in any way subject or bow for their incompetency, their greed, and their selfishness, their cold-heartedness, which has now become more and more emboldened now. They are more emboldened by what they have gotten away with in the past 5 years. They have the power to arrest, kidnap, take you to their court, and ask their judges to keep you in jail if they want to. Like, they have so much power, and they have abused this power for so long that killing the citizens seems not to really be a piggy anymore. All they need to do is just tag them any name, call them anything that they can criminalize, and that's it. That is a death sentence in Nigeria. So they did say to the NSAS protesters, they are still doing it. So it is not that they have stopped. Okay, you will think, okay, well, this happened. Well, what is the way forward? What should we do? This is not about what has happened. This is about what's happened, that they are doing so much to cover up. They are denying it. They are denying. And as much as evidence now stare them in the face, they are still denying, and they are threatening to deal with anyone who disagrees with their lies. But they are just power drunk, foolish people in power, criminals in power. Sooner or later, they will be out of that power, and all their activities, all their criminal, escapades, we then catch up with them. So that is why we keep record of what they are doing. For those who are following Maiyegun's diary from when this began, when the Nigerian government started killing protesters in Nigeria, and like magic, they decided to change the story. And they are almost succeeding, especially with the people they have. You won't believe it, the Nigerian government actually paid people on social media to go and, to go online and keep asking that people should show the bodies. They should show them the bodies of people killed. Even when you show them the bodies, they will tell you, but these bodies are not up to 70. But you said they killed 70. But when you look at the event, if you flash back to the event that led to the shooting at Lekki toll gate and across Lagos State and across the southern part of Nigeria, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Obigbo, Aba, Ebonyi, all those places where soldiers killed protesters because they receive order that says they should kill anyone seen or found to be participating in the protest. Arrest them. If they resist arrest, shoot and kill them. It was like an order. Police, even the SARS that people were protesting against, the dreaded criminal organization, the Special Armed Robbery the Special Armed Robbery Squad of Nigeria Police, they joined in the execution of NSAS protesters across the country. So it's a long story, right? But we will catch up. CNN finally came out to piece together all of the, hundreds and thousands of information out there that reported the Lekki shooting that day, 20th of October, 2020, 2020. That day, CNN gathered all of the information from everywhere, video, pictures, and the rest, and they managed to use their geo tracker, to find the location, the timing, and the rest of those clips, and they pieced them together, and they finally gave us the verdicts. Nigerian army, led by Buratai the butcher, the chief of army staff, on the order of Buhari, the tyrant in Aso Rock, asshole Rock, eventually gave the order to kill the protesters in Nigeria. So under them, protesters were killed, shot at and killed, including the weapons used, where they bought the weapon, who sold it to them, and from when. But again, they are out today, starting with Lai Mohammed. Lai Mohammed said the CNN report was misleading. Can you believe that? And according to them, CNN is yet to show them the bodies of people killed. But don't worry, we understand why they will continue to push that. Okay? On the night of that killing, you remember how they took down the CCTV camera, which they later referred to as infrared camera for just cars and plate numbers of cars, right? Then now they also shot the they flood like the street light before the shooting started without any warning. And all other clips that showed how the soldiers left their barracks for Lekki toll gates. All of these were pieced together, including those who were confirmed dead on the spot, where soldiers killed them right there on the spot, and those that were killed in that darkness, in that dark horror night, where soldiers were taking the bodies of those they shot. They denied all of that, but today, again, just today, the Lagos State government released a public notice asking people to come to different government morgues, mortuaries, to come and identify some bodies if they have anyone of their relatives there. Remember, they denied no one was killed. So all this in sequence, everything pointed to one thing: Nigeria has no democracy anymore. It is completely dead as we speak. What you have now is totalitarian system of government, autocratic system of government, tyrannical system of government, and dictatorial system of government, all in one, is what you have now. When the country is burning and they are busy chasing rats, as we speak, 12 policemen who were on their way from Zamfara to, I think they were on their way from Katsina to Zamfara, and they got kidnapped by bandits. The bandits that the government of Nigeria, the military in Nigeria, they are yet to declare them as terrorist organization. Did you know that? They are yet to declare even Boko Haram as a terrorist organization. Did you know that? They are also yet to declare ISWAP as a terrorist organization. Did you know that? Right now, on the radar of Nigerian security forces, IPOB is a terrorist organization for carrying flags. Shiites are terrorist organization because they are having possession rather on the streets that some people feel like is a foreign religion that must not be allowed in Nigeria, and everyone seen practicing it must either be killed, jailed, or sent to exile. So they are now regarded as terrorist organizations. Do you know that? The only two terrorist organizations in Nigeria, according to Buhari's government, are IPOB and Shiite Islamic Movement of Nigeria, or something they call them, IMN. The people they killed at Lekki and those who are trying to change the narratives, sadly, people are being paid to go on social media, to go on different platforms, locally and internationally, to try to discredit the killings and shootings of protesters during the EndSARS protest. That is something that the government of Nigeria is so convinced that they can convince the whole world with the monumental evidence pointing to them being culpable as those who organized the killings, shooting and killings, and disappearance of the corpses of those they killed. So they are spending a lot now to do that. Today, the news came that, in fact, it was yesterday, that Buhari's government decided to pay people COVID-19 supportive fund, 30,000 naira. And they said they have paid that money to 101,000 people in the last 24 hours. So they haven't really given any figure, total figure, but you can do the math. If you multiply 30,000 naira, or if you multiply 101,000 people by 30,000 naira, That should give you an idea of what they spent. They said they spent. The government of Buhari in Nigeria has lost legitimacy. Let us take it piece by piece. Protesters in Nigeria, young people in Nigeria, decided to protest against police brutality, profiling, criminalizing them simply because some of them who manages to have beaten poverty and able to get for themselves through their own entrepreneurship, reward, are now being criminalized as Yahoo boys in Nigeria. So when this started, SARS, well, the former SARS, before they changed them to SWAT, SARS was notorious. The SARS officers were notorious for profiling every young people who either dresses nice, neat, and better, wearing dread, or is probably drawn a tattoo, or you are walking about with any expensive phones in Nigeria. These special criminals automatically profile you, okay? And they are not going to, in any way, take you before any judge. What they do is that they will begin to extort you. They will begin, in fact, you can get killed. So, over the years, people have disappeared simply because they came across SARS criminal officers who took them, kidnapped them, put them away. So many people have been imprisoned wrongly because they couldn't pay the bribe to these criminal police officers in Nigeria. So the young people then decided to protest and call the attention of the government to this criminality and this criminal organization in the police force. Meanwhile, before the people hit the streets, before the young people hit the streets, right, the Nigerian government, the Nigerian police, had previously disbanded the same SARS for 4 consecutive times. And every time they make it public that they've disbanded the SARS, they become more notorious and even more deadlier than what they were before that announcement. So people were tired. This is the timeline. People were tired and decided to protest and demand for government immediate action. They wanted their president to react. They want government to stop the killings. Then, instead of government to react and respond, in due sincerity, the government responded by attempting to bribe them, intimidate them, those they could probably identify as the promoters of NSAS. When that didn't work, they started the proper intimidation, which was to mobilize their regular political thugs. It became so unfortunate that when they first used their policemen to disperse the protest, intimidate the protesters, when that didn't work, they brought in the thugs, armed political thugs. Protesters were killed in Lagos, in Abuja. The protest continued. When their thugs couldn't do the job, within 48 hours, they moved their soldiers into strategic places. After they had a meeting, there was a meeting on the 19th of October. They called it emergency security meeting with the service chiefs and Buhari. At that meeting, it was agreed that all protests and protest ground must be cleared. What we didn't know was that even Lagos State government and the political class in Lagos State seems to also be aligning to that as well. The Lagos State governor was also busy calling the chief of army staff, Buratai, to please get them soldiers that can help them, clear out the protesters from Lekki toll gates. By the 20th of October, they moved in their soldiers and they shot. They are not just shooting at them. They are shooting in the air. They are shooting at them. They even brought in the recently supposedly disbanded SARS to the scene on that night to shoot the protesters. So people you are protesting against were there with guns shooting at you in the cover of darkness. They turned off the the power in the area. Not just that, they also turned off the internet coverage in the area. They reduced the power of coverage, internet coverage in that area. That night. Then when they completed the killings and all of that, the governor of Lagos State came the following morning to say he didn't see any scratch of blood, any drop of blood. Meanwhile, 2 a.m. that night, it was at different medical facilities around the area where people with gunshot wounds were receiving treatment. The pictures he posted himself that night. Then the following morning, the story started changing. They started asking for bodies. They started asking for, proof. They started paying people to go out there to discredit those who came out. And they started picking on those who, out of their own exuberance, I would say, were sharing images that were not completely from Lekki Toll Gate. And they were tagging it Lekki Toll Gate, massacre too. So they were leveraging on that, calling it fake news, denying the obvious, which they knew happened. Oh. I'm part of the series. Let me even say, I think I have the series of their lives on here. Yeah, the way it all started. So, Sanwo-Olu was the one that first said no one died at the toll gate, Then later he said, okay, one person died. Then two. Okay, two. Then I didn't invite the soldiers. A force beyond my control did. That was Sanwo-Olu denying that he invited the soldiers, remember? Then he was like, okay, the soldiers, the armies were like, oh, we're not at the toll gate. They lied. Then it says, soldier, the ex-army spokesperson was the first person that came out to say, oh, the gunfire or the gunshot you heard at the toll gate were actually blank fire, like they were not real bullets. Do you remember that? Do you now realize where they got that blank bullet from? They got it from the ex-army spokesman, who said, well, the soldiers didn't shoot at them. They were shooting blank bullets. Okay, then they changed the story again. They said, we were at the toll gate, but we didn't shoot. Then the Attorney General of Nigeria came out to say, hoodlums dressed in military fatigue carried out the shooting. That means there was a shooting. Remember, there was no shooting. They said there was nothing. Then Sanwo-Olu, the army came out to say, well, it was Sanwo-Olu that invited us out to enforce curfew. Then afterward, Sanwo-Olu, in fact, this one is LCCND, who was at the investigation panel in Lagos, and he said their CCTV cameras stopped working from 8 p.m. Remember, the shooting started from 6:45 in the evening, right? So, and they said which records only vehicle number plates and all that. So they were lying until now that they now agreed that indeed they carried out the shooting at Lekki. They are now asking you and people. They said the victims' family should come out. Why can't they come out? You know what they found out from the CNN report? We found out that the bullets they used, the one they shot the protesters with in October, the bullet was bought from Serbia, and it belonged to Nigeria government, Nigerian army. So, and they have been buying weapons from Serbia since 2005 up till 2018. They just stopped, or maybe they haven't received their new shipment in 2020. So, number one, the share of the bullets they used did not show that it was blank bullets. It was a shell from a real leather bullet that would kill you, that really killed people, and they took their bodies away. There's a story of this young man, Victor Agaba. So, a young man that just came to Lagos State. He just came to Lagos State a few months ago from the eastern part of Nigeria, and his sister, who just got him a cleaning job at a bank in Lekki. said Victor came back from work, right? Ate his dinner and decided to go and join protesters at Lekki toll gate. So when they killed Victor, when the soldiers killed him, someone picked up Victor's phone and phoned Victor's family to say, Victor has been killed. Here is his phone. But the soldiers have taken his body away. They took his body away. That family is coming out. They are part of the interview. Part of the over 100 people interviewed by CNN. But you know, Nigeria is, politicians in Nigeria are so shameless. And they also have ignorant citizens who listen to them, who have been conditioned to, to support evil. As long as it's not happening to them. Unfortunately, everyone is going to feel the bite of their evil, of what they are bringing to the table, to everyone. Everyone is going to feel it. So they killed Victor and took his body away, his family. The family is asking for his body now. But they can't find him. There are many others there. I'm going to take you through the CNN story just to give you a bit of closure on what we have probably exposed repeatedly on Maiyegun's diary when we are giving day-to-day updates on what they were doing, remember? But DJ Switch, the one they are trying so hard, so much to discredit, it will shock you that there are people living abroad, there are people living outside Nigeria, Nigerians who are living outside Nigeria, who actually believe that nobody died at Lekki toll gate. There are many of them who believe that DJ Switch is being used by some people. They are watching and listening to the likes of Lai Mohammed. And since none of their relatives is part of these people killed or arrested, kidnapped by the government and their agents right now, then it doesn't happen. It didn't happen to them. That didn't happen. There are people like that. And I believe many of you must have come across one of them, here and there from your different places of, abode. So if you see people who can differentiate between a forensic investigation and a propaganda, who live in a world where he has the chance, he has the tool to differentiate them, but he chooses to side with the devil ruling over Nigeria right now. There are people like that abroad. So if you see any Nigerian in Nigeria that tells you that Lekki didn't happen or nobody was killed during NSAS protest, they are fake news or fake video and all of that. Don't let it shock you. So you can imagine the level of ignorance there. And you can possibly somehow forgive them because it's by choice too. But what are you going to say about those who are not in Nigeria, who have access to better tools to find things out, but they choose to blame the victims? So DJ Switch was able to give a bit of background of what happened, and she was very grateful to CNN, who did carry out a very, very great, comprehensive forensic report. They didn't do anything much other than they pieces together all those information from that night, to the point that even when Nigerian army were denying, and the state governor was also in collaboration denying, but when they released their evidence, it is good enough for anyone who is working on any petition right now against those criminals in Nigeria to please use all those forensic evidence from those CNN reports, use them in your petition. There are people that they should begin to arrest them when they leave Nigeria. I'm going to let you listen to DJ Switch, a quick one. But remember, before CNN's report, we had Isale Barack Obama, Fashola. It was there, Fashola Holmes, Detective Fashola Holmes. It was at Lekki, and he found a camera, remember? Let me just remind you of that. A quick one, then I will let you listen to DJ Switch on CNN. That was Detective Fashola Holmes, part of the plan to make something to discredit what happened, and they have done so well. Okay, and they are going to go really mad in the next few days, where they're going to continue to push the narrative that this did not happen. But fine, here is what DJ Switch had to say on CNN yesterday.
Seizing the passport of Mo, for example, arresting Arabs, chasing people out of town and literally out of the country. I believe that the fact that I have been given a second chance at this life, I don't know what will happen to me. I don't know what will happen to my career. All my bookings, everything is gone. I don't know, but what I do know is this. The fact that I have this chance, I will use this opportunity to tell the story. No matter the length, no matter the breadth, I will use the opportunity to tell the story. My hope is to go back home. I don't want to run anywhere. People think that I have sought some sort of asylum. That is not a fact. But you can't chase down everything. Those things are not important. I want to be able to go home. But I want to make sure that I've gotten my story out and the story of other witnesses out under oath. And then when I'm done, I go home. If they want to pick me up at that point, there's nothing to try and silence me for anymore. So if they still want to pick me up, no problem.
With that, we'll leave it there. We thank you very much indeed for making the time
Thank you
to speak to us.
So she was being haunted. I'm glad that she's not in Nigeria. And the news that she is seeking asylum in Canada has come back not to be true, as she has the chance of traveling to some places. And for now, what we know is that she is not in Nigeria. She's been declared the enemy. Speaking to CNN and few other people that walked around the report on the NSAS shooting in Lagos, not just at Lekki only, in Lagos, and how many of them are still being persecuted. People's passports were seized for them not to leave Nigeria. People's accounts are frozen by the Central Bank of Nigeria, and others are being picked up as they are, what Nigeria is doing right now is this, okay? Nigeria government and the political class, they believe that NSAS protest, young people coming out to say, do this, or stop that, is too much to demand or ask for in a dictatorship. That young people in Nigeria believe that they still have democracy, when the political class knows that they no longer have democracy in Nigeria. Okay, so this is something that caught them really, really unaware. It shook the country. Politicians were silent for days. You remember, they couldn't come out. They were waiting and waiting and waiting if the youth were going to turn it around, and eventually it's going to lead to a serious reform that will in fact force so many people to resign from government. They were waiting. Lai Mohammed and co. They couldn't see anything for days because they were all running, hiding, until the dragon was let out, until the dogs were let out, until the license to kill, the order to kill, and the license to kill was given to the Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian police. Go out there, shoot them and kill them if they come after you. Kill anybody. Go out there and, we will do everything to deny that it ever happened. But here is what I want you to also know. What Nigeria is facing right now is just a change from our old crooked past with a new revolutionary future that is no certain that with this revolutionary future, the existence of Nigeria will no longer be guaranteed. The crudest, brute, heartless, bloody way they've managed to keep the country together, fake unity for years, is fading out. They did a lot of bad things, guys. They did lots of bad things to people. They did lot and lot of bad things to good people for years to keep Nigeria one as that fake entity you see today. But when they were doing all those were the past when truth can be buried. I mean, buried before they see the light of the day. But that past is gone. That generation is gone. That decade is gone. The decade where people will be killed and they will use statistics to cover it. They will say, when you go to press, don't say 200 people killed. Just say 20 people. Remove 10. Those who practiced journalism in Nigeria in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they will tell you this, using people for statistics, because they kill the news before they get out there. But social media is that future that will determine if Nigeria is going to exist for another 60 years of lies they've managed to spend to keep it together to this point. Social media is that revolutionary future, which is here already. It is not even tomorrow. It's here. So the older generation who committed genocide, they called it civil war. They killed harmless civilians in the name of civil war. Genocide, tribal ethnic cleansing. But they were able to control the narrative so that the news will not be much out there. As much as they even did, they couldn't really cover that for too long. Now, this same character, these same old criminals, who are now very much living in the past anyway, are doing everything to use the same old technique to tell you that something didn't happen, even if you have every evidence to show for it. No, it didn't happen. Nigeria is going to end. Yeah, it is actually a tough sentence for so many people, because they can't bring it in. It's so hard to take it in. Like, Nigeria is going to break up. To what? I don't understand. Is it going to be how many? You just need to know that the sooner, the better. But sooner or later, it is going to happen, because the crime that these criminals are committing against the people of Nigeria, when the people of that country genuinely realizes that, it will bring an end to Nigeria. And that is where people like us are so very much important and valuable. We are so important in educating and, repetition. We continue to repeat it because people still suffer from what is called Stockholm syndrome. You continue to repeat it and enlighten them how much danger you are when you continue to be part of Nigeria. It is tough. It is a tough reality. But you know what these guys are doing to the people of that country, what they have done, what they are still going to do. In order to keep the mirage of one Nigeria, that means more people would have to die. And that is where your own sanity should come in. Does it really worth it? Does it really worth to really waste such much lives in order to keep Nigeria as a country for who? For the dead? Or for the living dead? Because there are some Nigerians who are living right now, but they are dead. They are living dead. Because the country has killed them psychologically, killed their moral, they killed their self-esteem. Things that makes them think like human. They don't think like that anymore. They think about animals on how to survive. I need to survive. How am I going to pay my next house rent? How am I going to pay my hospital bill? How am I going to pay my school fees? Oh, how am I going to feed my family? Oh, what's going to happen now? How, all this. They are all about survival. Nothing Nothing productive will come out of that because the politicians have made the country so. So instead of building a country of human beings with humanity in them, they are breeding a country of animals who are only going to feed on other animals to survive. Survivor. Say, Baba, how you be? Baba, hustle day. How you die? Baba, how hustle? Now, everything is hustling. You have to hustle to survive. And not for long. You survive for the next day. That is what is going on in Nigeria. And who made that happen? The politicians. And when I say people are living to survive, they're just living to survive the next day. You have people who have left their homes. They are now IDP, internally displaced people in Nigeria. Economically, they have been destroyed. Okay? Now, their existence has been altered. They cannot say if they are refugees or if they are citizens. Because even if they are refugees, they won't be treated the same way they are being treated. Talk less of being treated as citizens. And those who are asking the government to do the right things are being hunted down, are being killed, and their deaths are being denied. Their bodies are being taken away. State cover-up is going on. Propaganda is being funneled and paid by government to say those things didn't happen. And they continue to happen. People continue to live through that means of survival. You cannot complain. When you complain, you can get killed, arrested. A young man that was arrested, his own case is popular because he has friends on social media who can process hashtag Arams. Arams has a very good family who, when they arrested him, they went to their homes to pick him up for seeing his picture and his video of participating in NSAS protest, right? So they picked him up, and because they had no case against him, they don't know if to charge him for terrorism or to charge him for burning down properties, because they couldn't find him anywhere near burning of any property anywhere. So they took him to Abuja. When they got to Abuja, they couldn't get any judge or any court to help them make something stick. You know what they were asking for? They were asking, what they did to Shogure? They were asking the court to give them custody order of 3 months. They want to keep him in detention for 3 months so that they can build a case against him. It is a technique. And because they control the court, they will always find judges that will give them that. So when they took the guy to Abuja, they were asking the court, a judge, who can give them detention order so that they can go and investigate him and build a case and charge him for something, because they have nothing to charge him with. So they didn't get any judge. So they flew him back to Lagos. They flew him back to Lagos, and they finally found a judge at Yaba Magistrate Court. Yaba Magistrate Court, the same request. They went there, they said, we don't have any case against him, but we want to keep him in our custody for 3 months so that we can build a case and we can charge him. When they gave the case to the judge, good enough, people were following it. They were following his convoy when they took him to Abuja and when they brought him back to Lagos. Then the judge felt intimidated. The lawyers, the NSAS protester lawyers who were already waiting in Lagos, were also they were in the courtroom. So they put a defense and said, why you want to detain someone? You don't have anything against him right now, and you are in a court, you arrested him. You are in a court asking the court to give you right to keep that person in your custody for 3 months so that you can go and look for a case again. What is going on? So they argued it. The judge said, well, I don't want any lawyer. I don't want any camera in my court. I don't want press. I don't want that. Because of that, I'm going to adjourn this case to tomorrow. So they took the guy to police detention for the night, making it a week. He's been in their custody. So the following morning, the judge barred media from coming into the court. Then last, argument, back and forth. The DSS or police, they don't have, imagine that for a sec, right? Someone comes into your home, break into your house, arrest you like a criminal, then keep you for days. They then start looking for court that is going to give them order to keep you in detention so that they can look for something to charge you with. Just think about that for a minute. That is the reality in Nigeria right now. That is what they did to Showore. That is what they did to the Abuja 6. That is what they did to almost everyone arrested by Buhari for either protesting or criticizing his government. They will arrest you first, okay? Then they will charge you. They will take you to court. Before they take you to court, they would have paid some influencers on social media to start saying, you have been charged for this, you have been charged for that. They found this text message on your phone. They found this money in your account. They saw you in a meeting, at a meeting in somewhere. They will pay people. But meanwhile, those period, they have nothing to give any judge. They will put you in their detention. When some people will be, sharing hashtag free this person, hashtag free that person, they will be waiting for public opinion. They will be waiting and see how people will react. Okay. So people believe that you are into money laundering. Okay. People saw the text message where you are asking for money from somebody, and that person, you did a transaction with somebody in 2012. Okay, yeah, we saw the traces of that. 16 million naira. Okay, we'll put that out that you collected 16 million. You did a contract for somebody who know PDP. So they will put all of that out there for like a week. Then they will get a judge that is going to say, oh, your bail is denied. You are hereby your case is adjourned until so 3 months time. Or they will just say, oh, the court granted DSS request to keep Maiyegun for 3 months. There's they are not putting any case before any judge, but the judge will give them what they want. Okay, it's an order. They would then say they should take you away. So they took this guy to court the following day in Lagos. And the judge then said, okay, I cannot say we should detain him because you don't have any case against him. But what I'm going to say is that I'm going to set the bail. I'm going to set the bail at 1 million naira. And 2 shorties of like sum. Meaning 2 shorties will produce 1 million naira each. For somebody when the court no get any case, and they say court is the poor man's last hope. It's the last man's it's the last hope of the poor man. Go to court. Court. I told you, I said in Nigeria now. You see that lady justice that is blind or blindfolded, that is wielding the sword of justice. If you go to Nigeria court now, you will realize that the lady justice you know before, she has changed. Buhari has corrupted her. Now, if you enter court, that lady justice you see outside, you will realize that she don't put the blindfold a bit. So when you ask for justice, they will say, okay, you, how much you get, how much you go pay. Now, person will pay more, they get justice from lady justice in Nigeria now. So they said, okay, he's committed no crime, but because the government wants us to keep him, but we cannot keep him, I'm going to set his bail at 1 million naira and 2 shorties. So that would be like 3 million naira for doing nothing in Nigeria. His family were happy. Shorties were ready. They paid the money right there in court. And they expected the police to go and verify the shorties. The shorties were there. Those who were standing shorty for the guy, they were there. So what they needed to do was to just confirm what they put down, their documents and all of that. So they can take it to court and say, we verified the shorties. Okay, release him. Do you know that since yesterday that they have been there, they have refused to release him. And in their typical way, they may again charge him for something again, take him to another court. That is how bad Buhari, APC, that is how terrible they have destroyed judicial system in Nigeria. Then you ask yourself, so Nigeria gets bullets. Nigeria get bullets where them buy from Serbia. since 2005, and they no use that bullet to shoot Boko Haram terrorists. They didn't use that bullet to shoot the bandits, the ISWAP, those who are kidnapping people, including those who kidnapped policemen. Imagine, bandits kidnapping policemen. Not today anyway, it's not that I'm surprised. It is what Nigeria is now. And look at this guy. His name is Kenechukwu. Is it Ken or Kenechukwu or wherever? Okeke. That's the guy that is suing the NSAS protesters in Nigeria. Okay? He is the one suing the NSAS protesters. And again, he has come out to say he is going to sue CNN. Kenechukwu Okeke is going to sue CNN for making Nigeria look bad. Okay? For making Nigeria look bad with that report. Kenechukwu Okeke. My Igbo brothers and sisters said they have denied him. They have disowned him rather. That it's not from it's not from Igbo land. That is one of those saboteurs that Nnamdi Kanu loved to call the sabos. Those that would do. I told you that the guy was on a mission. When he sued the NSAS protesters, Suai Shaba, Aisha Yesufu, Davido, Wizkid, name it, Tiwa Savage, and many others, including Burna Boy. He sued them for NSAS protests. I told you that the government love people like that. It's going to be very, very useful because those is currently sued to court, 50 of them. Whether they like it or not, the court has granted its first prayer that police should investigate the crime committed, allegedly committed by the NSAS protesters, according to the petition of Kenechukwu Okeke. Kenechukwu Okeke is going to court again. He's going to sue CNN for sharing information that is not true. Thank you very much, Adekonye Michael, for your super sticker there. Thank you. So, to everyone, the super sticker, the super chat is just that sign. You see that dollar sign beside your comment? That is what is called the super sticker, super chat. Or if you want to join Maiyegun's Diary political membership, you can also click on join and you can be a silver, gold, platinum, premium, or diamond member of Maiyegun's Diary political. All those options are there for the support of content creators like Maiyegun. So thank you very much, Michael, for your for your kind sticker there. A bit a great generosity there. Thank you. Right? You ask yourself that, so Nigeria has weapons they bought from Serbia, and they are using that weapon not on terrorists. They are using the weapon on civilians, peaceful protesters. So all this why that Nigerian army have been either kidnapped, overpowered or killed by Shekau boys, by bandits, and the rest of them. So Nigeria really has weapon. Nigeria get weapon, get bullets, get all of that. And the only place they can use them efficiently is to use them on poor, armless civilians. I told you back then, I said, this automatically makes Buhari's government illegitimate. See, let me tell you this, okay? Any government in any part of the world that gives an order to the military to shoot at the citizens in order to protect whatever the government wants to protect, peaceful protesters, and government order soldiers to shoot at and kill them. Like, from that moment, whoever is the head of that government has lost the legitimacy to be called a leader. He is no longer a leader. He is now a killer. Buhari became a killer from the day he ordered the military through Buratai the butcher to kill over 1,000 Shiites in Zaria. Zaria massacre was the first taste of blood when Buhari came back to power. I mean, when he came back to use your power. Zaria massacre in 2015. They killed over 1,000 Shiites. And they have killed even like more than 500 of them after that. Publicly, execution. You see them in Abuja. How many of you remember that now? When they will be shooting Shiite protesters in Abuja. You remember? They started this. They will be shooting them. We will be seeing them carrying dead body, carrying small, little kids. You saw all of that. Many people were like, hey, God will punish Buhari. Then they changed that. You saw them shooting at IPOB members. They were shooting at Igbos because they wanted to be called IPOB and they wanted Biafra. You saw them. You saw how they were shooting at people. There was this video. I will never forget that. Boys, I will never forget that. It took me a long time before I stopped having the bad dream about that video. The first time I saw that video, I made millions of imagination out of it. And I don't think I've ever shared that with you. It was when they killed IPOB IPOB members where they are doing prayer. They are doing remembrance, Heroes Day remembrance or something like that, or Remembrance Day, something like that, at a school, right? And there were many women, children, young men, old women, and from nowhere, Nigerian police drove in this their rickety car, truck. They drove in, they took position. We were seeing them. It was like an open field. People were holding their phones, recording them, and like magic, they opened fire. To this day, nobody knows how many people they killed that day. I will never forget that day. It was in 2016. What thereabout? Nigerian police, so not soldier, not military, police invaded where civilians. They call it, they organized. I think it was organized prayer. Please, if you remember this, kindly help me to dot the line. Give me the name, and then probably give me the year. You know the story I'm talking about. They killed undisclosed number of people at that school that day, and they took their bodies away. That was where it all started. Before the day they invaded Operation Python Dance, before they invaded Nnamdi Kanu's house. And that day, it wasn't just Nnamdi Kanu's house they invaded. They invaded the entire state. The entire state of Anambra. Remind me of that story, please, for those who know or remembers. That happened under Buhari. You remember that video where they forced IPOB members, Igbos, they forced them to lie in a muddy puddle. Remember? Maltreated them, threw them in that puddle. That image became part of the reminder to what they did under Buhari. You remember? People were like, well, at least not be us. And the IPOB, these IPOB people say they are wala too much. They are this and that. You watched them do that. They did that. When they killed the Shiites, arrested everybody that tried to speak about it, killed those they could kill, made those they would make disappear. They went for IPOB members. And all of this happening, let's even just put blanket. They are fake one Nigeria. Let's put blanket of one fake Nigeria on everybody. Let's just say, okay, everybody be Nigerians, happy. So some Nigerians say, no, we want to be called Biafrans. And they say, kill them. Some Nigerians says, we want to be called Islamic Movement of Nigeria, IMN. They say, kill them. Arrested their leader. Deny them any court appearance or any court judgment. Now, if you take all of that away, can you agree with me that if they are not labeling you IPOB, labeling you Shiite, or labeling you a Christian or labeling you a Muslim, labeling you this or that, if they are not labeling you anything at all, as a Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, if they are not labeling you, can you agree with me that these guys have been killing Nigerians? All they needed was just to give them a name that will make it justifiable why they're killing them. Will you agree with me if I put that to you now? That let's take it out. That, okay, those people they killed, let's say they are not Shiites. Okay, let's assume that they are not Shiites and they are Nigerians. Would you agree with me that they killed Nigerians? Now, look at the IPOB members, the Igbos, the Biafrans. Many of them they have killed. Many of them that are languishing on so many trumped-up charges, fraudulent, lied-up, trumped-up charges, because they needed to get them away somehow. Now, would you agree with me that if these people are not identified as IPOB, let's identify them as Nigerians? Do you agree with me that they have been killing Nigerians too? Would you agree with me? Let's use that blanket lie of one Nigeria. Now, when you take that blanket away, then you will realize that the reason why they continue to kill and they will continue to kill is because there was no Nigeria. There's nothing one Nigeria. There's nothing that makes them feel guilty that they are killing Nigerian. All they need to do is to just give you a name. They can call you this. And once they say anyone we call this should be killed, that's all they need. That you are holding a flag of Nigeria, that you are singing the national anthem of Nigeria, will not save you, because those who are coming to kill you are not going to identify you as Nigerian. They see you as what they want to see, to kill. Would you agree with me? If you personally right now decide just not to see Igbo, not to see Yoruba, not to see Hausa, not to see Ijo, not to see Fulani, not to see Christian, Muslim, or all of these things, take all of that away and put those people killed, those people tortured, those lives ruined, those people's properties destroyed. Put all of that together and put Nigeria on them. Would you feel the same if genuinely you have a country where those people, everyone is genuinely a citizen of that country? Would you agree with me, or would you feel comfortable that your government ordered the killings of your brethren, your compatriots? Take away all those things now. Take away all those identities now. Take them away. And look at the killings in this perspective of, oh, it's not Igbo, it's not Hausa, it's not Fulani. Oh, they killed this person. They butchered him and butchered his own son. Oh, they shot at that woman. They raped this young girl. Take away Fulani, take away all of that away. Would you agree with me that when that same government is now funding or giving money to terrorists in the name of rehabilitation, in the name of de-radicalization, would you agree with me that that government is in collaboration with those who are killing Nigerians? And if you then take that blanket away, like I said, will you see the bigger picture? That all they needed to kill you is just the power they have to now. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you believe in. If you look very, very well, you will realize that, and you will agree with me, that everyone is in danger. The people ruling Nigeria right now, they have become dangerous set of people that are now in danger, that are so dangerous that they are now danger to the people they lead. Look at them. When a government comes out to deny the death of their own citizens, they will not, and they are using the state resources to debunk that, discredit that, meaning everyone who died because they were not Nigerians. No one is a Nigerian. No one. No one is a Nigerian. A Nigerian soldier will not kill a Nigerian citizen that is holding a flag that belongs to Nigeria
or singing the national anthem of Nigeria, there should be something sobering, a sort of a sober reflection. Something will capture your mind. If genuinely there is a Nigerian soldier is a Nigeria soldier because his salary and his livelihood depends on it. Did you know that? Maybe they haven't told you. I swore to oath to take one bullet to die is all lies. My brother, as it is right now, there is no Nigerian soldier. Apologies to you who happen to be genuine by heart. I mean, you are genuine by heart as a soldier. I am not discrediting you. We thank you for your patriotism. We thank you for your sincerity. You have so far so good, probably acted in all good manner and as a professional soldier. But you also agree with me as a soldier that if things were to be done professionally, right? Those who are currently leading your own army in Nigeria, I'm talking to you as a soldier now. Just to let you know that this sub is not to undermine you and your contribution and your sacrifice in believing that you are doing it for a country, Nigeria. You swore to an oath that you will defend Nigeria and the territorial integrity of the country. You will protect the lives and properties of the civilians, the vulnerables, the women, the children. You did, right? And you are doing that. But you will tell me, you will agree with me, that have they allowed you to do that 100% professionally? If you have managed to weather the storm, have your colleagues been able to do the same? Because your colleagues are those who are shooting at people. You know that. How do you feel? That's what I'm saying, that if you are a genuine real soldier, a Nigerian soldier, you will not kill a Nigerian under no command. Because under that same your rules of engagement, you are allowed to reject any order that is going to make you commit crime against humanity. So I'm not in any way undermining your sacrifice as a soldier, as a Nigerian soldier. But there is no Nigerian soldier. Yes, there is none. The chunk of the people you see wear that camouflage, carry that gun, they are doing so because of what Nigeria has made them. Many of them. It is simply because it is the only way to guarantee that they will get something paid to them at the end of the month. And they can indeed at least take care of their family. It is because of the pay. Research proved that. I'm not making that up. African Wahala. Thank you very much, Papa, for your super sticker and your super chat. And as it is the ritual of Maiyegun's diary, I'm going to read your comment too. How can you be the giant of Africa, but you rely on Serbia to defend yourself? You rely on Shell and Chevron, non-local companies, to generate revenue. Disgrace. Nigeria is not the giant of Africa. Nigeria is actually the crippled, disabled giant of Africa. Here is another one from the African Wahala. Another super sticker and super chat. Nigeria practices a unitary system, but the North practices a federalist system. Conveniently, they will destroy your livelihood if you sell beer. I get that. If you are a businessman who pay your tax as a Nigerian, you must not take your alcohol business to the northern part of Nigeria, even though their fake constitution says as a Nigeria, you are free to do your business anywhere, in any part of Nigeria, but not lie. If them burn you well, put trailer, load with shepherds, and pay your tax as usual, and give the key to the truck key, give that to a driver to drive it to Kano for you. Take a selfie when you get to Kano, and then we'll take the story up from there. Meanwhile, you are supposed to be a Nigerian working under Nigeria Constitution, which guarantees your freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of religion, and freedom of doing your legal business as long as you pay your tax. So in one Nigeria, they will destroy your life, destroy your livelihood, destroy everything you have if you take your alcohol business to the northern part of the country and you don't belong to their drug cartel. Listen, these guys, they abuse drug in the northern part of the country terribly. Housewives, young boys, young girls, they are like serious, it's more or less like the opium case or cases in America, the opium, pandemic in America. If you go to the northern part of the country, drug abuse is pandemic there. Young boys and girls are locked up, chained down for mental psychotic problem because of drug abuses and alcoholic abuses as well. But somehow, when you see them take that public pictures where they destroy properties, they do that to those they don't want to do that around them. You know, they say they know they drink, that they drink. Their Sharia will punish you if you fornicate, if you go sleep with someone's wife, or if you are not married. They say, Abi, but they are politicians, they are cleric chiefs, and the rest of them, they are pedophiles. Many of them rapists, raping small kids and all of that. They do all manner of terrible things, but they punish the poor people. They scapegoat the poor people. They put them out there and say, oh, he just committed homosexuality. Many of them are homosexuals, by the way. Many of their politicians in the north, they are homosexuals, they are drug abusers, drug addicts, like chronic bunch of psychos, right? But publicly, they will destroy your own life if you try to do a legitimate business like sell alcohol. They will tell you Allah frowned at it, and the way they declare fatwa, you may even lose your life if you are stubborn enough not to try to fight back. It is that bad, and it is meant to be one Nigeria. Yeah, it is meant to be one Nigeria, but it's so crazy. They are also hypocrites too. You know what? They don't want you to sell beer if they are not the one telling you where to sell it. They don't want you to sell drugs there if they are not the one coordinating where to sell it, okay? But whenever the one Nigeria fraud collect all the taxes, including the VAT from alcohol, all their governors, their Islamic scholars, their emirs, who not all of them, they feed on politics, by the way. Don't let anybody deceive you, okay? All this free money that goes on to them goes into their hands because they are those managing and maintaining those they call the almajiris that will likely fomented trouble. So, and they coordinate them. So the money, the political money goes to them. When they collect the tax, when they collect the tax from alcohol, they don't complain that the alcohol tax must be removed from their allocation. We don't want VAT from alcohol. Please remove it from our allocation. Bunch of hypocrites. The leader of the governor of the state where they burn, they will destroy alcohol drink. The governor of that state, his name is Gandola, the Babariga CEO mobile banking. The Babariga mobile banking CEO. That is criminal Gandola. Now, thief be their governor, and he's their leader of Islamic leader too. Is the one that can dethrone an emir, who is an emir, and he can create emirate as he wants. The leader of Kano State is a thief. The governor of Kano State is a thief. His name is Gandola, Gandoki Gandola. You remember Gandoki's story? Gandoki Gandola, bunch of thieves, raiders. So he's the governor, and he's the one supervising other common thugs, religious thugs, to go about and destroy people's livelihood. But they don't reject money that comes from tax from alcohol. You know what I mean now? So that's what I'm trying to bring up there, that the Nigerian army, as you have them today, they have committed a crime against humanity. They've committed crimes against humanity. They've been doing it for years. And they seem to be very much interested in protecting the regime, not protecting the citizens. As as ridiculous as that is, the chief of army staff and some of their other Tom and Jerry moronic service chiefs, they came together and they said, well, we are loyal to the president. They are not loyal to the country. That's why they will deal with everyone this way. CNN exposed them. They want evidence, is out there. but they will do everything to protect Buhari. I don't know what they are protecting, in all honesty. You know what I mean? I will protect my vegetable outside far better than the way I will protect Buhari. But I realized that it wasn't Buhari they are protecting. They are protecting the regime of a cartel, cabal, greedy opportunists who are lording it over 200 million people, 200 million mumus. So they've committed crime against humanity. So what we should be busy doing right now is to continue to enlighten people, because what is coming, we need more of people to be in agreement to take care of these people, to take them up on their own treasure, okay? We need to continue to enlighten people. Why? They shouldn't believe anything the government says. Don't believe anything they say. Lai Mohammed says he's coming out and they are going to sanction CNN. Yeah, they make all those mouth and all that. We want all of you, we get mouth for outside. All of you, we get connection for outside. Please pick up your laptop now. Start drafting those petitions. If you want details of what CNN came up with, right? One moment. So if you want proof of what CNN came up with, I'm coming. CNN reports on Lekki. So you can go online. There are pieces, pieces by piece of what they put together that I want you to, in fact, check out. Okay. I'm going to see if I can put that up and share with you right here. The names, the event, the timing, and all of that stuff that you need to pick on and use for your report. Okay. How they pointed their guns at us and started shooting us. Okay. So I'm going to take it. I have this coming piece on Maiyegun's diary. We are working on that. It has to do with the Lekki, the CNN report. Okay. And I'm going to need you to watch that when it comes out. We are working on that. Few reports we put together on Maiyegun's diary. Okay. So there are many points you can pick there to put on your report out there. For example, let me share my screen. Maybe I can share a few with those who are watching. Makes it easier too. So they killed people, shot at them and took their bodies away. That is crime against humanity. Policemen in Nigeria right now who are kidnapped, their kidnappers are now looking for, they are asking for 100 million naira. Nigeria police, as we speak right now, they have no statement on those police officers. So as we speak, they have no report on them. They won't even, like, if you say them, if you say this out, you will be arrested for fake news. Let me see this story. This is let me pick up his name. You see that body you saw on your screen just now? That is Victor. I'm not going to keep the picture for too long. Imagine someone wrapped in Nigerian flag that night. They were singing national anthem. And they were expected the soldiers to. So his name is Victor Sunday Ibanga. Okay. So according to them, the Ibangas are one of several families yet to locate the bodies of their missing loved ones. Protesters at the toll gate, who dozens of eyewitnesses say were shot at, first by members of the Nigerian army and then hours later by police. So they brought in SARS to come and start shooting at people. That's the body of Victor. So for those who are asking for bodies and bodies with guns, I hope satisfy your curiosity. This is Sunday properly. If you let me check my audio 1 sec. So this is the young man. He's just 21 years old. He was killed and they took his body away. Okay, they took his body away. I hope here is another one. This one, its name is Wisdom Okon. I think I hasn't seen you. Okay, this is Wisdom for those who are looking for the victims. These are those who were shot and killed and denied. Those that at least confirmed, among others, And we have so many other names in this report. All right. So take your time, go and read about it. Okay. For those of you who need more content to back up your your petition, you need to start putting the names of all these criminals in those petitions. Okay. They must not escape justice. Yes, they have the political power today. They have the political coverage, but they will not be in power forever. Okay, they won't. There is another person, but this guy didn't die. He survived, but he thought he was going to die. Here is the bullets, the bullet casings, which Nigeria indeed bought from Serbia in 2005. So that was how we got to know that it was the Nigerian soldiers who shot and killed those protesters. So take your time to read about that. This is Lekki toll gate. Yeah, take your time. It's video, but you know, I don't want to play much of that. But again, take your time to read that. Evidence of the killings. So share that with your friends. Let people know that Buhari ordered the killing and shooting of peaceful protesters just because, and he came out days later and he said he's never going to allow what happened at Lekki, the Lekki protest, or sorry, this NSAS protest to happen again. Okay? Yeah. So please, read up. There's one more thing I'm going to share with you this time around. This one is from Lagos, where police brutality still continues. The IRS in Lagos decided to go and raid, an Okada, the Okada base in Ikeja, I believe. And what happened next? It's not funny, but it happened. Lagos has been boiling again, not because of NSAS, but because people are beginning to resist the intimidation, the harassment, and unnecessary extortion of them, and abuse of their rights by the Nigerian policemen, and getting away with them with so much impunity. Watch this. So I know that Maiyegun is not in support of violence, but the only people who have been unleashing violence on people are the politicians and the Nigerian government. There's no way that you would unleash this amount of violence on people who are asking you to stop violently abusing them, that you won't get any form of reaction. So we are building that up, and people are now talking about the second wave. Second wave. We are ready. For us in diaspora, we are ready because we know that some of us have been put on the no-fly list of the government of Nigeria too. Many people won't be able to leave Nigeria through the normal route in the coming weeks and months. And for those of us who are in the diaspora, some of you won't have to go back home. If you do go back home, you may never leave Nigeria. Excuse me, you may never leave Nigeria again until probably, if you are lucky, that this government ends disgracefully, except for that. So because of that, when they call on the second wave of the NSAS, which is now brewing, really, really good, I would say, and I don't know how soon it's going to spark up, but it's going to happen very soon. And when that happens, us in the diaspora, as usual, we will be more than willing to give all our support, financial, moral, and as usual, everyday reminder of why you are doing what you have to do. But until then, thank you very much for your time today, to every one of you. I'm going to be back again later this evening. Yes, and if you have the time to join me, please do. Remember, if you haven't really subscribed on Maiyegun's Diary, do that now, and you won't be missing anything. set your notification on as well. That also helps. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to see you later tonight.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀.